Welcome back to map 2 between Creo and Deadman. Deadman, the Russian here in teal, is down 1-0 and he's definitely gonna wanna win the next two remaining maps in order to stay in the tournament. He's going for Altar first and for the Moonwell, and it is basically close positions here on Norwood with Creo, the Norwegian in yellow, spawning at the bottom spawn position. Both of them are going Altar and Moonwell. Creo is already rank 1 of this group. It does not matter what happens in the next 1 or 2 coming maps. So he can basically play whatever he wants here. And Deadman is again going for an Ancient of War creep at a very small green camp early on. In this case, it's the extremely small null camp with the null brood and the 2 level 1 null poachers, whereas Creo is gonna go for some early scouting here, actually in both directions, and he's gonna find his opponent very early on. He's going to know about everything that's happening in Deadman's base, and Deadman is also already in just a second now going to know about where his opponent is spawned, just cause of the scout timing, of course. And Creo this time with the Priestess of the Moon, and what? Did he just I think he just accidentally cancelled the Priestess of the Moon and immediately starts building her again. So okay, maybe setting himself up for a bit of a challenge in this one. Not really sure what that was about, but it must have been a mistake, obviously, since he's going for the same hero again. He's at 160 lumber right now. I'm assuming he's gonna want to start building Ancients of War and the Hunter's Hall soon. There it is. So he's going for the expected Huntress build with the early Priestess, whereas, as we can see, Demon Hunter is already out quite a bit faster than Creo's Priestess. And Deadman starts creeping here. He's gonna get himself a tiny bit of XP early on, but yeah, this is really not an ambitious Ancient of War creep. And for Creo, let's just take a look. Is he building the second Ancient of War somewhere? Not yet. And it would be about time, so we'll see if he's gonna start teching soon or what his plan here is. Deadman continues marching across the map, apparently going for the second tiny green camp. By the way, it is a heal fountain in the middle, so maybe aggressive Huntress play could be rewarded by that, but that's not going to be the case here, as I'm assuming we're still not seeing a second Ancient of War, so I'm guessing we'll see a tech soon by Creo or not. He spent his gold here, he's going for a ninja expansion at the top, building the Tree of Life up here. Definitely nothing that Deadman is probably going to expect with that build by his opponent, and we'll see if it's going to pay off. Of course, if Deadman is going to scout that, that's going to be a pain for Creo, because it can be, you know, it can be punished in not too difficult of a way. If he realizes that Creo isn't going to have too many units, he's going to be able to, by the way, tech right now by Creo as well, he's going to be able to go up to bears rather greedily without really any risk of being punished for it, and then just go for a big push. But it's all about basically reading this properly or scouting it properly and then making the right decisions. Creo trying to go for some damage against the archers. He does not have dust yet, and he's facing the Demon Hunter here with dust and Boots of Speed. Creo waiting up to creeps and then using Shadow Melt, and apparently the Demon Hunter doesn't want to stay here while taking damage by the creeps. Deadman doesn't want to stay here while taking damage by the creeps. Another Moonwell being added, couple of Huntresses, and is Deadman taking any... no, he's not being overly defensive here. Not really sure how actively he's been scouting here. He's previously seen that there's only one Ancient of War, but I'm not really sure when that scouting occurred, and therefore I'm not really sure if he knows exactly what he's facing here. Demon Hunter's taking some additional damage. Gonna have to get going here. Of course, with the hunts on the open field, it's rather difficult for Deadman to get too much out of his archers, at least at this time, but his tier 2 is going to finish soon, then he's going to be able to add Naga or Keeper, which is going to make his army a lot stronger against the Hunts, as it's going to make sniping out Hunts a lot easier. And it's the Naga, which he's getting immediately. Job finished. Again, no Hunter's Hall for Deadman. So I think so far he's stuck with that pretty much throughout the entire, at least finals of this tournament. And yeah, as you can see, Creo, of course, doesn't have the numbers at the moment to deal with this 2 heroes, Demon Hunter, and for 6 archers. Wisp is going to get detonated here, maybe. No detonate, so first XP for the Naga. And he might be getting the Fountain right now. Tree of Life has finished though, and Creo sending 1 Hunt up there. Assuming he's gonna want to get up there with his Priestess and the rest of the Hunts as well. Just, you know, to make sure to grab the item, to make sure not to lose the Ancient or the Tree of Life here, because he doesn't have any repair wisps, anything of that sort. And if Deadman sees the Hunts heading towards the top of the map, he might be able to read into this properly. In the meantime, Dark Ranger second, bought by Creo. He has reached tier 2 as well, getting another Hunt, getting no tier 2 buildings yet. Whereas Deadman, wow, he's going into Hunts. He's going into a Hunter's Hall build this time, but he forgot it, and therefore his lores are super late, and Creo is getting 1 Ancient of Lore, at least 1 already as well. Would have the resources for a second one right now, and he starts creeping his expansion. Deadman on the other hand, heading towards the right hand side right now. I'm guessing he should be suspecting something weird here, but hasn't scouted this yet. Inward Potion for the Priestess, and I'm guessing that Creo is gonna keep that, and as soon as Deadman sees that, he's gonna know that one of the spawn positions has been crept, and I guess then he's gonna be aware of the fact that there's an expansion somewhere. In the meantime, Sobi Mask for the Naga dropped here at the Red Drake.
Goddess, like my path.
Just the 1 Ancient of Lore soon to finish for Creo. Deadman in the meantime getting his 2nd Ancient of Lore. And Creo just continues creeping, getting some additional skeletons. Of course, the Dark Ranger, pretty decent choice against a large number of archers that Deadman has here. Town portals coming in. Deadman definitely needs to make sure to position these archers carefully. They're in quite a fragile position, and immediately town portal is being pulled by Deadman. He's using 1, 2, 3 of them, and the 4th one should fall as well, since of course the archer is way slower than the Hunts are. Level 2 now on both of Creo's heroes. That was expensive for Deadman, especially given that he doesn't have an expansion to back him up here, unlike his opponent. And I'm not quite sure if he clicked the heroes. I'm not quite sure if he realized that the big inward portion is on the Dark Ranger already, heading towards one of his natural expansions right now. And it's gonna continue creeping there. Circlet, perhaps. Yeah, Circlet for the Demon Hunter. Some Wisp. Heading out to scout. Deadman still scouts actively with his Wisp, but he hasn't seen the expansion yet. And this is all time running in Creo's favor, of course. Priestess is gonna get level 3 right now. He's gonna get another, hopefully for him, great item. Another big inward portion, and Creo is scouting the next wrong position. He still hasn't seen the expansion. Deadman is of course not Creo. He's gotten himself a staff. He's with the Demon Hunter sold something. No new town portal for him. Maybe he's probably waiting for 350 gold to get the new town portal, which is exactly what he's doing. In the meantime, the Naga, a couple of archers, and 1 Dryad are going to continue creeping down here at the mercenary camp. Creo continues creeping at this Goblin Merchant. And is he staying on tier 2? Yes, he is. He's just gonna get a large tier 2 army here. As it seems, it's 40 supply for Deadman against 49 for Creo already. And he saved up 1,000 gold. He's getting 2 more Moonlights just now. He's gonna wanna break into upkeep as soon as possible. I'm assuming there's not really any reason for him not to. And yeah, he's just gonna have to outmass Deadman, of course, with the Bears with the superior tech. If Deadman ends up getting in a fight with like similar supply counts, then he should be looking decent, but that should be a difficult task for him. Yeah, Creo breaking into low upkeep immediately, being at 51 supply. Deadman once again putting up some pressure. Creo with the second expansion here already. Deadman, has he scouted anything of this? No, he has not. Bears do not have Master yet. Yeah, Master upgrade is going to finish in just a second. So one of the laws has gone down. Master upgrade has now finished, and Bears immediately changing shape. Huns are coming in from the back. As you can see, they are taking tons of damage, but the archers will fall very quickly against the Huns as well, and that's going to provide a large number of skeletons. Immo potion has to be used by the priestess of the moon. She's squeezing out of the surround here against the forest. Dark Ranger is the next target. All of the archers of Deadman have fallen, though. Naga has to pay attention. There is no staff on the Demon Hunter and no town portal or anything on the Naga to save her, so Deadman is doing the right thing, pulling her out of the fight very early on, but that leaves the Bears and the Demon Hunter exposed. The Dark Ranger not really in any trouble here, as there's still the Invo Potion and a Heal Scroll on her. Heal Scroll has been used. Rejuvenation onto the Naga. Another Hunt is probably going to fall. Yeah, the Naga is making sure of that with the Frost Arrow. But still, the numbers, look at the numbers here. There is one Bear remaining for Deadman, which has been staffed right now against 3 Dryads and 5 Hunts for Creo, and a second expansion about to finish. 38 supply against 61. Boots of Speed passed here just to make sure the Naga gets out alive. 3.5, 3.5 for Creo. Barely over level 3 on both of the heroes for Deadman, who saved up 4 Bears by now. 2 of them have been staffed out with rather low HP, as you can see. Rejuvenation being casted on those. And I'm guessing all that Deadman can do at this point is try and keep the pressure up. There's no point in trying to counter expand right now. It's way too late. I'm assuming he read in the meantime already properly that there is an expansion. There has to be an expansion by Creo. And there is even a second one, which is gonna start running in a couple of seconds. The Dryad here sees Deadman's army passing by, so yeah, Deadman is trying to keep the pressure up. 2 Heal Scrolls on the Dark Ranger, no new town, no, didn't even have to get a new town portal. He didn't town portal previously, so he still has one. Town portal still available for Deadman as well, and he's going in again, straight for the Tree of Ages here. No upgrades, by the way, on the side of Deadman. 1-0 attack upgrades for Creo, who's coming in from the top right now. One Bear is already in trouble, is going to have to be staffed. Mass Wisps are being pulled here to repair. Fog Lightning gets rid of 3 of them, and yeah, Deadman is really trying to get the Tree of Life killed here. Creo is pulling all of his Lumber Wisps. 1 Bear has already fallen. The first Dryad is falling silent onto the Demon Hunter, and he's going down. The Naga actually had the town portal, and therefore Deadman with a huge loss here. 36 supply, GG by him. Creo takes this best of 3 with 2-0. I guess pretty much a desperation move there in the end by Deadman, seeing that his army was already so far behind in terms of sheer size, and he then didn't get the tree killed there. He was town portaling way too late with his Naga. I thought the Demon Hunter had the town portal for some reason, but he didn't. Creo takes this map. He takes the best of 3 with 2-0. I guess about this one there isn't really too much to say. Creo took a pretty huge gamble with the expansion at the top. It paid off perfectly, and Deadman wasn't able to keep up with just with the sheer army size of Creo. Therefore, Creo up at 9 points in this group, 6-0 maps. He hasn't lost a single map in these finals so far. He's the only player who hasn't lost a single best of 3 in the entire tournament so far. So he's looking like he's in very good shape. And yeah, as he's a rank 1 and Todd is rank 2 of Group A, he's gonna face Todd in a best of 3 in the winner bracket finals. Deadman, having lost 2-0, has to hope for a certain scenario to play out in the last best of 3. So I'm just gonna give you guys the 3 possible scenarios that are still possible, for lack of better words. So we're gonna see Hot against DD8 next. If Hot wins that, he will be up at 6 points, he will be ranked 2, he will go into the winner bracket semi-finals. If DD8 wins 2-0, then thanks to map score, DD8 will go into the winner bracket semi-finals with all three, DD8, Hot, and Deadman being up at 3 points. And if DD8 wins with 2-1, there's going to be a 3-way tie between DD8, Hot, and Creo, all up at 3 points, all up at 3 to 5 maps. So if that happens, we're gonna have to go into tiebreaker best of ones. And as I said, there are 3 possible scenarios. We'll find out about what happens next, and I hope you're looking forward to that, and I hope you enjoyed these 2 games. And as always, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you for DD8 against Hot. Bye.